There, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss the another important journal of IEEE, which is IEEE Wireless Communications. So, IEEE Wireless Communications in actually is a magazine, and it's a metrics you can see here, and it's a quite powerful impact factor that is 11.979. And in addition to this, there are some other metrics like the eigenfactor, article influence score, and the site scores that you can see over here, quite impeccable. Additionally, the popular articles, early access, current issues, all issues of the journal and the about journal menus are available here. In addition to all these, the author's related links are found on the left-hand side here, and the editor-in-chief is Yegan, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. So, as I usually say in my most of the videos, that if you see one of the video of a particular publisher or related to a particular publisher, then most of the things are going to be same only. So if you want to have only related insights, means what sort of related keywords or the topics you should focus on, that should be your priority. And that's why I'm not going to repeat each and everything that what are the early access articles, what do you mean by current issue, and why current issue is important, and what is the concept of impact factor, eigenfactor, article influence score, and the site score. So I assume that most of the things you do know, and if you don't, then please watch my other videos. There I have detailed sufficiently that what all these terms mean. Okay, now coming to the current issues, because the current issue is going to give us a better idea that what sort of journals, means what sort of works they are currently have accepted and have published. So here you can see that with respect to the next generation AI ML, intelligent wireless networks. So as usual, means next generation wireless networks are going to be in focus, and additionally the AI ML are changing the total working mechanism of different, or you say all of the industries, because most of the things are supposed to be big data based, and analytics and the visualization is coming into the picture, and that is only possible with the help of AI or ML based techniques. So in this way, deep learning, machine learning becomes so important. Additionally, the communication backbone is supposed to be supported with 6G. So new generation technologies for communications are coming into picture, and the new generation networks and their managements are becoming key focuses. So in this way, you can say here the wireless networks, the 6G network, sustainable energy, efficient architecture, AI assisted solutions. These are the sort of things which are in focus. Okay. Now coming to the early access, here you can find the articles which are supposed to give you the idea if you are supposed to get published in this particular journal, then what sort of things you should focus on, means what is the current focus of this particular journal. So here you can see that security is in focus, then smart radio environment, path finding, and the industrial viewpoint, and the optimization, then offloading, computational offloading. So these are the some keywords, or the you could say key domains which this particular journal is focusing on. So just by seeing the early access or the current issue articles, you can have a basic idea that what sort of articles you can write, or if you want to have a better probability of getting accepted into this particular journal, what sort of topics you should focus on. Okay, now moving back, so coming to the all issues, so you can see that 2002 onwards the journal is running, and it has been in focus continuously, because the impact factor has been improved to such a great scale, and the impact factor is not the only criteria, but still it is considered a major criteria. But before impact factor, we should always consider the indexing, means whether the journal is SCI or SCIE or not. Okay, and what is the Q ranking. So about journal, we should always focus, because the about journal is going to give us the aim and scope, and this aim and scope only will tell us that how and what to write in a particular research paper. Okay, if you want to publish in this particular journal. So this particular journal is designed for individual working in the domain of communication and networking, and it covers the technical and policy issues related to the personalization and location independent communication with respect to all medias. Okay, now coming to the both media, means all sort of media, means all combination of media, and now the network might be the wired or wireless, but as we do know that the future of communication with respect to network type is going to be wireless. So that's why if you focus more on wireless, if you focus more on the data analysis, and it will require the AI or ML based techniques. So these sort of things will give you a good mix of content to have a better research outcome which can get published into this particular journal. Okay. Now, additionally, if you take help of some revolutionary or kind of evolutionary algorithms or something like that, then this can help you. And interdisciplinary magazine, so obviously you can have the mix or a good mixture of 2 or 3 different topics or the popular topics, and then you can have a basic framework of your research work. Okay. Now coming to the publication details. So here you can see the peer reviews. Obviously, at least 2 independent reviewers are required for this particular journal to review your articles. Additionally, the article processing charges and the subscription-based publishing is in process. Then coming to the publishing ethics, errors in publishing articles, these are very common links and you don't need much information. You should be bothered about the frequency. So you can see the frequency is 6, means the magazine is bi-monthly, and it will save your time. You should always go for monthly or bi-monthly publication, journal or magazine, and it will help you to get published quickly, especially for the people who don't have much time. Okay. Now coming back to the home, and I think we have covered most of the things. IEEE Communications Society is the backing society for this particular magazine. And here are the details like the submission guidelines, submit manuscript, author center, becoming a reviewer, additional information, and then the open access options. So in this way, all the details are provided at the home page only. All these things I have discussed in my multiple videos, and that's why I'm not covering again and again. If you are interested, you can go and check my other videos. There you have all the discussions related to these links. Okay. Now coming to that, we have seen that impact factor is very good. Now impact factor should be our last priority, as I told. So first we'll check the indexing, whether the journal is SCI or not, and second the Q ranking. So moving to the SCI, we are going to open the SCI list, and here you are going to jump onto the Clarivate site with respect to the master journal list. So here you are going to paste the name of your journal, and you can see that it is listed in the Web of Science Core Collection Journal of Science Citation Index Expanded, means the journal is SCIE. Okay. Now journal is SCI, we need to check the Q ranking. So to check the Q ranking, we have jumped onto the SCI Mago site. Here you can see, and IEEE Wireless Communication has already been opened. So it's the United States journal and offers 2 tracks, computer science and engineering, with a focus on computer science applications and electrical and electronic engineering. Publisher is IEEE. H index is very good, which is more than 100, means 162. And the publication type, it's a journal. ISSN number is provided. The coverage is from 2002 to 2020, and the other related links are provided here. The scope of the journal we have already seen, so don't need to go down there. And here you can see that both the quartiles are running Q1 since 1999. Okay, before data is not available, so we can't claim. And it's running up to 2020. They have, so as of 2020, it's perfectly Q1 ranked journal. And this sort of journals who are running all Q1 throughout, and in this way means it's a tough or you can say very less probability to get accepted easily. So that's why you should write very carefully. And if you don't get published here, there are some other popular choices. So you can see here IEEE Vehicular Technology Magazine, IEEE Communication Magazine, IEEE Network, IEEE Transactions on Green Communications, and so on. Based on the similarity index, you can decide whether you want to go for a particular journal or not. Okay. Coming to the SGR index, here you can see that this graph is going down in 2020. So it's a bit concern. Total number of documents are continuously on rise, and that's a very good indicator. It has been continuously on rise with bit slumps in 2014, 2011, and 2009. Okay, rest all are good. Additionally, the citations per document with respect to last 2 years is good, means not bad, but it is good, not excellent. At least excellent would have been if it might be exceeding with respect to the last 3 years or 4 years. Now coming to the total number of citations, self-citation gap, it is very good gap, and that's why you can see that these 2 lines are almost mapping onto each other. Means that the self-citations are very less, and that's why the credibility of journal is very good. Okay, and coming to the international collaboration, which is built down due to Corona and 2020 might be, and the non-citable documents due to some policy violation are a bit less, but still they are okay. So 2020, 22, and the out of citable documents, you can see that uncited means the documents are citable but not cited due to might be any reason. Means you are working into a fine domain or very less number of works are getting noticed into that particular domain, or very less researchers are interested in your work, similar sort of things. Okay, but it doesn't influence your work quality, so don't worry. Then coming to the cited documents are very good. In 2020, in 2020, 362 documents were cited. And here you can see that overall the widget of this particular page shows that IEEE Wireless Communication Magazine is a Q1 journal. Okay, so I think we have covered all the things that the journal is SCI, its overall Q1, and its impact factor is more than 10. So perfect is enough to go. Okay, but as we also do know that it's not easy to go for means publishing into this sort of journals, because the things are bit tougher, because wherever all the things are good, most of the authors and especially the well-known authors focus on to publishing in these sort of journals only. So obviously it becomes tougher for newer authors or the newbies. So in this way, if you are a fresh researcher, you may target if you are confident in your writing, but if you are not, please start with the less impact factor or the Q2 journals. And if you are good enough, means first thing means people adapt different strategies. My strategy is that go for Q1 journal first. Okay, Q1 journals are good journals, and most of them are SCI listed. Okay, you check there. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them are listed as under the SCI database. So firstly, check that journal should be SCI. Second, it should be Q1. And thirdly, the impact factor. Okay, so you can have a well mix of all these. And if you ask my suggestion, then I think you should go for SCI journals with Q1. That will be tougher. Okay, that will be tough, definitely. But if you get rejected from there, you have the Q2 or some other sort of options. But if you submit to Q2, then your expectation means your hard work will not be into picture. So first, do hard work, have sort of comments from the Q1 journal, and when you will get rejected from there, might be if your work didn't get accepted there, still you will have well sort of comments. So that will help to improve your kind of work. And in future, once you get one paper having SCI and Q1 ranking, then your confidence will get up, and you will get to know most of the things that you should take care of, and then onwards your research will be on the right path. That is my belief. Additionally, if your work didn't get into this notice, follow some same domain author. Okay, and see where those sort of authors are publishing their work. So some of the authors who publish in IEEE Wireless Communications magazine, they also publish their work in wireless personal communications at IEEE transactions on communications, and then the electronic letters, ACM, SICCOM, computer communications review, then computer networks, and wireless communications, and mobile computing. So these are some of the examples. Additionally, a lot more are there. If you want to change the publisher, because many times you have tried with 3-4 journals of the same publisher, but you are not getting accepted, means work is not getting accepted, then you can change and move on to some other publisher. So in comparison to this particular means IEEE, you have the other publisher option in the form of Elsewhere, Springer, Wiley, Dillon Francis, Optical Society, MDPI, Oxford University Press, Hindawi, etc. Okay, so I think these things will help you to get onto the right path with your research. Additionally, if you ask that what are the key areas, then I will tell you that some of the key areas, as per my understanding, is the telecommunication engineering, computer networks, wireless networks, information theory. VLSI means a very large scale integration, computational social science, and security, obviously, because cryptography security is the vertical aspect and becomes part of most of the networks or network-based journals. Additionally, the ubiquitous computing might be the focus. Okay, coming to the some of the keywords. So as we are talking about the wireless communications, so the wireless sensor networks, radio, wireless network, 5G, 6G, then wireless LAN, MAN, then Internet of Things, cognitive radio, mobile phones, wireless devices, etc. These are some of the common keywords. So I think you must have known that what are the key domains or the key terms that you should focus on. Additionally, I would like to tell you that more than 150 plus countries authors are or have been publishing their works with this particular journal. So this journal is quite remarkable. And if you go with that, obviously competition might be there, but once you get published, then you will get quite good recognition, but not guaranteed, because we have already seen at the SCA site that some of the journals have gone uncited in 2020. It is not always the case, but it might be the case depending on your research focus. If when you are writing into a very deep sort of paper, then it might remain unfocused, because most of the people do the general sort of research, and especially that's why the review papers do get so many citations and everything, but citation is not the everything. So don't worry about that. You just focus on to your research and try to publish into a good journal depending on your research area. Okay. Additionally, as I told you that this journal is very good, but this journal is focusing into has been focusing into different fields. So majority of it is computer science based. Additionally, the engineering and the business based works have always so been the focus. In computer science, you may move on to the computer networks, and in computer networks specifically, you may focus onto the wireless networks. Okay. Additionally, you have the some other things like information theory, ubiquitous computing, then cloud computing, etc. Okay, so many things are there related to these things. So I think most of the things I have told you with respect to this particular journal. Additionally, if you want to know something, please let me know through your comments. If you didn't like anything, please let me know also, and how can I improve. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much. Happy learning.